Words of Charladies. Well, hello. Are you all right?
Yes.
Yeah, oh, thank goodness for that. You are allowed to talk to me. We didn't really want to have a concert. We just wanted to find out what was underneath our sofa. And I've got to say, I've made £1.36 in quoted money. Okay, and a few things that I've had to have a jab for. But it is great to see you all. And for those of you who love instrumentals, Sam, oh. Already, when he comes in, you've all got to, whoever it is, you've got to say, there's someone at the door. There's someone at the door. Okay, so wait till they come in. So, or the other one is, what time do you call this? So, with someone at the door, what time do you call this?
Do them both.
Yeah, we'll do them both.
Might be a delivery, of course.
What, sorry?
Might just be a delivery.
Yeah, that's the trouble.
Taxi for Tony.
Yeah.
Maybe a next door neighbour saying, keep that noise down.
I don't know, there's somebody much noisier than me, sort of like further down the road. Yeah. So, I'm just going to start anyway. Okay, for those of you who love tunes and instrumentals, Sam, I'm going to start with some instrumentals. He went strangely quiet. It's about the only time I can. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There's someone at the door! There's someone at the door! What time do you call this?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Welcome to us.
Yeah, you're always welcome. That's
Happy
great.
birthday to you.
Oh, thank you very
Is it
much.
actually today?
No, not until August, but
All right.
yeah,
For that one.
yeah.
Every year.
Every year it'll be there. Anyway, lovely to see you.
Thank you.
And the top and bottom of it is, you wind up playing Charladies, and I made up this tune called the Anniversary Reel. So here we go. was never a political animal until recently, and a friend of mine Tom Kelly, who told me about the 7 Lads of Jarra, and I'm not sure if many people know about them. I think we've all heard about the Tolpuddle Martyrs, who were sort of sent away to Australia. Well, about 6 months before that, 10 men were arrested for just being part of a union. And what happened was they were going to be transported on jumped up charges. This was to teach them a lesson and to stop the working classes from trying to think that they could have a voice for themselves. And what happened was 3 of them escaped and 7 of them were actually transported, never returned to Jarra. And it's got a chorus, and like I say all the time, you're not duty bound to sing it, but I know where you live. So look to the heavens, bring their tales to mind. We all know their names, sing each one with pride. As I go around the country, I find out about more and more of these cases where to break the unions in different places. In Derby, and I was over in Cheshire recently anyway. And shake your chains to earth like the Jew, that in your sleep have fallen on you. Ye are many, and they are still so few. The company owns what the company gives. Do as we say, or you'll feel the wit. The miners asked a decent wage for a decent day. Not Tommy checks and poverty was coal barrel slaves. They quoted from the Bible, but the prophets were their own. They owned your life, your breath, your home. The miners used reason that came from the heart. With black legs and yeomen, the owners made them mark. And look to the heavens, bring their tale to mind. We all know their names, sing each one with pride. Johnson, Barker, Eccleston and Armstrong, Smith, Stewart, Stevenson, it's your song. And look to the heavens, bring their tale to mind. We all know their names, sing each one with pride. You know their names lie deep inside my heart, and Jarra's a place where a story starts. 7 Lads of Jarra, pitmen on strike, Melbourne's lackeys off for the fight, afraid the pitmen would win the day, transported the lads a lifetime away. Hepburn's union fought tooth and nail, the lads never dreamt they'd end up in jail. And look to the heavens, bring their tale to mind. We all know their names, sing each one with pride. Johnson, Barker, Eccleston, Armstrong, Smith, Stewart, Stevenson, it's your song. And look to the heavens, bring their tale to mind. We all know their names, sing each one with pride. The magistrate was of the ruling mass. There's still no justice for us, the second class. Gave the hardest sentence a man could earn. To Australia, never to you. So look to the heavens, bring their tale to mind. We all know their names, sing each one with pride. Johnson, Barker, Eccleston and Armstrong, Smith, Stewart, Stevenson, so strong. And look to the heavens, bring their tale to mind. We all know their names, sing each one with pride. They never returned to their beds and their wives, served out their time and made new lives. The greatest sin was to be a union man. In Jarra, never seen again. Can you see them serving all the time? Mara's all alone in a disused mine. Learn their names, never forget. 7 Lads of Jarra, sing your respect. And look to the heavens, bring their tale to mind. We all know their names, sing each one with pride. Johnson, Barker, Eccleston and Armstrong, Smith, Stewart, Stevenson, so strong. And look to the heavens, bring their tale to mind. Learn their names, sing each one with pride. You know what it is? It's so much different from singing in the bathroom. You're kind of like going, everybody's looking at us, man. But it's great. Honestly, it makes it all worthwhile. And thanks ever so much for coming along. If you haven't seen Adam before, you're in for a real treat, by the way. I'm just a warm-up act. So one of the things is, like, I used to play the tenor banjo all the time. I mean, like, all the time. From like 10 o'clock in the morning till about 2 o'clock the following morning. The neighbours loved it. They kept banging on the wall for just one more. Actually, what happened was we were playing away, and in the front room, I use the term very loosely, it was filled with like chip papers and rubbish, and sort of like there was the letterbox suddenly flapped open, and there's back-to-back and leads, and all we could see was an angry mouth on the other side going, "I hope you're bloody satisfied now. We're moving!" And we're kind of like looking at this like really angry set of teeth through the... It weren't the other bloody instruments, it were the bloody banjo! So what we used to do was we'd play music and we'd tour all over like Ireland looking for new tunes. And when we were down in the bottom end of Kerry, this fella said to her, he said, "Would you like to find the second best singer in Ireland?" That's just one of those kind of phrases that you couldn't resist. So we followed him, like way down this like tiny little place, and there was an Irish cottage, and in it there was this fella sitting in a great big chair. I don't know if you've seen Solomon Burke on later with like this, like sitting like this, and everybody's sitting there waiting for him. I won't sing just yet. I'll sing a bit later. And the hushed silence, and he started. East is east and west is west, and we're thinking buttons and bows, and then he went drip, 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 little April showers. And I'm realising sort of like second best singer in Ireland is sort of like a little bit of an over-exaggeration. And then he came up with this, and I just loved it, and I've sung it ever since, so this is like probably about 40 years. It's a much rougher and ruder version of quite a well-known song. You could try and look a little bit more surprised at that end. Yeah. And how the first place I met with me darling is in taking a walk by the strand. Her apron is full of good oysters, got an odious big one in her hand. Oh, and the one she took up of the pocket, she thrust it right into my hand. Her 2 eyes did shine like 2 diamonds, but which I took her to be the queen of this land. Oh, and her hair it hung over her shoulder, tied up with the black velvet band. Ah, now come on, and my clever young girls, and a warning you'll come take by me. Beware of those flashing young girls, they'll treat you to every degree. They'll treat you to strong rum and brandy until you're unable to stand. Oh, and before you're awake in the morning, you're convicted to Van Diemen's Land. And in a neat little village in Belfast, a village where I were bound, whatever misfortune came over me, well, it banished me far from that town. Far away from me friends and relations, and far from my own native land. I been 7 long years was transported, bad luck to the Black Velvet Band. So I'm going to play the guitar. Now, I've been playing the guitar in a funny tuning for about 50 years now, in Dadgad, as I like to call it, dead good. And now you all saw that this was in tune when I stood at the front, yes? I believe that strings have got like a life of their own. Oh, I can't waste any more time. So what happened was, when you're playing standard tuning, I used to find that people would be staring at the left hand to work out what it was you were doing with the guitar. And then a very good friend of mine, Gordon Tyrrell, showed me how to play in Dadgad. And then people started like concentrating on the singing rather than a room full of like guitar geeks all looking at this hand here. Okay, so.
Could you just turn round so I could see your hand?
For you, Peter, anything. I'm going to use that as my new sort of like ringtone. Can you just turn that round so I can see your hand? Different website. Yes. And I knew that I'd kind of, I'd sort of made a mark when I learned how to play this tune. It's called The Rich Miser's Daughter. You're all looking at my hand now, aren't you? And no miser in London did dwell, and a one and only fine daughter that a sailor loved her well. Soon as the old man he was out of the way, she's along with her sailor boy by night and by day. Oh, and when her father, while he heard of this news, down to Somerset Captain he immediately goes. Said, Captain, noble Captain, good news I have to tell. I have got a young sailor boy to transport, to sell. I'll give you 7 guineas, I'll take him straight away. Well, her again. And when the lady she heard of this news, down to that same captain she immediately goes, saying, Captain, noble Captain, bad news I have to tell. You have taken my sailor boy, the lad I love so well. Put a hand in a pocket, pulled out handfuls of gold. Down on that main table, 1,000 she's thrown, saying, Captain, noble Captain, I will give you much more. If you'll give me my sailor boy, the lad I do adore. It's no, says the captain, no such a thing. I've taken your fond lover, send him for all remain. I've taken your fond lover, send him for all the main. And he never will return to court you again. It's cursed be me father, cursed be he. I know in me own heart he's quite ruined me. I will go unto me little cot and I'll lay myself down. Oh, and all through this long night, oh, William, I'll mourn. Well, got time for one more, and then we'll have like a little break. And I know I played the 5-string banjo. Yeah, you're very lucky. I'm not going to play the concertina today. Yeah, more sincerity, please. But I will tell you a story about the concertina, because the concertina, I started playing that around about 2014, which was like the 100th centenary. No, it was the centenary of the Great War. Well, it couldn't have been both. It would have been like, yeah. Anyway, for the centenary, I started playing it then, and it's not a quiet instrument. Lots of people call it the constant screamer, and I'm quite considerate to my neighbours, because I do practice at the far end of the house, far away from everybody as possible. But even I knew this was too loud, because if you make a mistake on a concertina, I think they can hear you in Baker, you know? So what I did was, I thought, where can I go where I won't cause any trouble? And I thought, I can sit in the car and learn how to play the concertina, you know. So I went to like the Suter Lighthouse car park. That's about as far away as you can get, but it was costing me money. So then I thought, I'll go down bottom end of Commercial Road beside where Vidor Batteries used to be, and I'll play there. So there was all these like disused factories. So I'm sitting there now. I don't know if you've ever heard the term concertina face. No? Not heard concertina face? When people are concentrating, they're like this. This is really good for a CD, isn't it? Yeah. And so what I was doing was, I was parked down Commercial Road beside this like disused factory, and I would sit in the back seat because there's like a little bit more space. You know, the steering wheel would get in the way. So I'm sitting in the back seat, and people could only see me like from here, okay, from there, and I'm playing the concertina like this. And what I didn't know was there were people actually in what I thought was a disused factory, so they could see me going. So I'm just sitting there, and all of a sudden, like I see a police car come screaming past me, and I'm thinking, well, that's a bit strange. There's not much happening down here. And then there's like a tap on the window, and there's a policeman there on the side, And he looked at the concertina, and this is the funny bit. He said, "Not again." So that's my concertina story. Okay, I'm going to finish this set with a song written by a very good friend of mine, Graham Bell, like a singer-songwriter, a bluff and fantastic farmer who now lives in Cheshire. I was with them all last weekend. We had such a good time. And this, I don't usually like shanties, because I get sick on the North Shields ferry, okay, all 6.5 minutes of it. But this is a shanty that really appeals to me. It's called Away, Away, A-Whaling. Now the thing about it is, he got the idea for the tune when he was milking cows, and he'd just seen the movie Zulu. And then when they're sort of like saluting them, going, away, away. So he thought he'd do that as the chorus. And that's really your chorus. Away, away, a-whaling, away, away, a-whaling. Try it. Away, away, a-whaling, away, away, a-whaling. Now if I was a sailor, I'd climb aboard a whaler. I'd cross the Indian Ocean, I'd cause a huge commotion. When I could sail no further, I'd land in South Australia. 'Cause if I was a sailor, I'd climb aboard a whaler. Away, away, a-whaling, away, away, a-whaling. Now if I was a miner, I'd take all the way to China, and with me pick and shovel, I'd cause a heap of trouble. When I could dig no further, I'd land in South Australia. 'Cause if I was a miner, I'd blast me way to China. Away, away, a-whaling, away, away, a-whaling, away, away, a-whaling, away, away, a-whaling. Now if I was a preacher, I'd try me best to reach her. I'd breathe fire and damnation across the congregation. I'd conjure hellish pictures from the pages of the scriptures. 'Cause if I was a preacher, I'd try me best to reach her. Away, away, a-whaling, away, away, a-whaling, away, away, a-whaling, away, away, a-whaling. Now if I was your lover, I'd hide beneath the covers, and when you came to lie there, by Jesus, I'd surprise you. To the bedstead I would tie you, and to paradise I'd fly ya. 'Cause if I was your lover, you'd never need another. Away, away, a-whaling, away, away, a-whaling, away, away, a-whaling, away, away, a-whaling. Now when I was a green hand, I puked all the way to Greenland, a useless seasick sailor on board a lakey whaler. Now a master of the ocean, with hard work and promotion. And you be now a captain, I'm never found on dry land. Away, away, a-whaling, away, away, a-whaling, away, away, a-whaling, away, away, a-whaling. Well sung, well done you. Okay, we'll just have like a short break while we change over, so you get to see Adam. Just need to make a bit more space. And well, thanks ever so much for coming. Right, I've got my list here. Mark.
Breathe.
Yeah.
Plug.
Yeah.
Stop.
Stop.
Shut up.
No, yeah. Who said shut up? Was that my sister? Just such a comfort. That's recorded as well. That seems like a good place to start. Isn't it great? Are you all having a good time? Right, well, I'm going to start this bit with a song of mine which is called A Game of Life, or it's got a chorus which is I Feel Like I'm Losing Again. Now, I think it's like all of us, we get like sometimes we get little, where we wind up feeling sorry for ourselves. It's allowed, and I was feeling really sorry for myself. Which is allowed, and then my grandson sort of like crawled up onto me knee, and it was like everything seemed all right. Now we've got we had an uncle who, like at the beginning of the rock and roll phase, decided that he wanted to be part of this, and he called himself by two names. One of them was Rocky Pedal. What was the other one? Like Rocky Pebble and... anyway, and he used to sing like a lot of country and western songs. And this is a country and northeastern song. And in honour of him, I'd like you to sing the chorus, I Feel Like I'm Losing Again, with a little bit of a country twang. Right? Now don't go completely over the top, because I was singing this recently in Richmond, and somebody said, I feel like I'm losing again. I thought, well, it's maybe a bit too much, you know, just like a bit of sadness in your voice. And like many of these songs, like at the Monkey Club, I've like debuted them, so which is great on a Sunday night. Because I was just looking at the list going, yes, that was the first time I did it at the Monkey Club with Eddie and Tracy. That was the first time I did that. Yeah, okay, yeah. Anyway. It's a game without winners, no saints and no sinners. You think that we'd all know by now. We'll make it up as we go, never learning from what we don't know. It's been this way since God knows when. I feel like I'm losing again. I feel like I'm losing again. The truth is, a stranger, you're always in danger of saying the wrong thing again. I wonder what the use is, just a bunch of old excuses to dig yourself deeper down. I feel like I'm losing again. I feel like I'm losing again. I take it for granted I'll never be where I wanted to be, just the best that I can. No rules and no reason, the only thing that changes is the season. I turn my face into the wind. I feel like I'm losing again. I feel like I'm losing again. All the illusions just lead to confusion. I'll wait for my story tale end. I hear my hollow laughter, wondering where's my ever after, and go down the wrong road again. I feel like I'm losing just as strong as I can. With you I will always win. With you I will always win. With you I will always win. Well, I used to go touring in Europe quite a lot, and we used to go around and with a band called Iona, and we would be like the circus coming to town, which was great because like all of these devilishly handsome young men would suddenly turn up, and they'd be sort of like drinking the band's beer and eating the band's food and stuff like this, and they kind of look, and then they'd wind up either staying in the same accommodation as you, or they'd wind up in the band's van. And we're looking at each other and going like, did you invite him? And going, I thought he was with you, like this. So they got up to some japes, and a lot of the time, I mean, we'd pay for them, you know, like pay for the beer and just to have them round. And one of the lads was a lad called Frank Smith, which is a really good Irish gypsy name. And he sang songs, and I'm going to sing this song that I learned from him. And it was the first Napoleon Bonaparte song that I'd really heard. Now my name's Napoleon Bonaparte, I'm the conqueror of all nations. I've banished German legions, and I've sent kings from their thrones. I've banished dukes and earls, and splendid congregations. But now I am transported to St. Helena's shore. Now me golden eagles were torn down, by Wellington's allied armies, from Moscow and through sleet and snow. Well, I still my laurels wore, but I severely felt the rod. I went meddling with the house of God, when fine and golden jewels down in thousands I tore. Well, I stole Malta's golden gates, I did the house of God disgrace, and if he'll give me time and place, back to him I will restore. For me name's Napoleon Bonaparte, I'm the conqueror of all nations. I've banished German legions, and I've sent kings from their thrones. I've banished dukes and earls, and splendid congregations. But now I am transported to St. Helena's shore. Well, I'll say the cause of my downfall was the parting of my consort. But what the Germans taught her, it grieved my heart full sore. But I ne'er shall blame the female frame, for she saw me in battle flame, and she did ne'er me a shame when she did me adore. Now I'm on this desert isle, where those rats the devil they should fright, and I hope to shine in armour bright through Europe once more. For me name's Napoleon Bonaparte, I'm the conqueror of all nations. I've banished German legions, and I've sent kings from their thrones. I've banished dukes and earls, and splendid congregations. But now I am transported to St. Helena's shore. Now the thing is, what he used to do was, we'd be playing, and like in Germany, I don't know if anybody's ever played in Germany, but what happens is, they used to put you on at 11 p.m. at night, and you had to do 4-hour sets between 11 and 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay, this is like quite a reasonable kind of like
Is this before the internet?
I think this was just after slavery, and the thing was, like, we'd be playing and he'd be drinking all our beers, and then, you know, like, we'd be like wrung out, and then all of his friends would come and he'd sing that song and they'd buy him beers, but not us. You know, so you're kind of like going, there's something wrong here with all of this. But they were great lads, and another one of his songs is this one. Now you can talk of your outings, your hoolies, your killies, dinners, your dances, your parties and all. Hark while I tell you the crack that we had the night that we went to the Charladies Ball. I was there with your man, he was dressed like Queen Anne, with a star out of Woolworths tied up on his head. And wee Willie Whitehouse dressed up like a lighthouse, and Grafton Street Mary's all diamonds and stars. At the Charladies Ball, we were there one and all. You're the pride of the coup, Mrs. Mulligan. With your 1 steps and your 2 steps and your devil knows what new steps, we swore that we'd never stand still again. We had wine, we had porter, we had Jamesons, we had brandy and cocktails galore. We had fangos and tangos, offsets and randangos, night that we went to the Charladies Ball. Some cowboys and Indians up from Drumcondra, Grafton Street Mary's all diamonds and stars. One of the Roonies was a clock over Mooney's. The telegraph boy had a message from Mars. Now the pride of the coombe, she was there in one room. She was chain drinking pints without spilling a drop. And Peggy from Poolbeck was there with a one leg. She won the first prize at the one-legged hop. At the Charladies Ball, we were there one and all. Yeah, the pride of the coombe, Mrs. Mulligan. With a 1 steps and your 2 steps and your devil knows what new steps, we swore that we'd never stand still again. We had wine, we had porter, we had Jamesons, we had brandy and cocktails galore. We had fangos and tangos, offsets and randangos, the night that we went to the Charladies Ball. Well sung. So the thing is this, we were watching and we went to a place in Hanover, and there was this fella, he must have been about this high, okay? He had like a German greatcoat on. This is around about 74, 75-ish. He had a German greatcoat on, which went beyond the floor. Okay, he had like a big bushy beard. He had like nicotine stains in his hair, and like he had like this, you could smoke the smallest fag that you've ever seen in your life. And he had an Irish florin round his neck. Okay, this is not misappropriation, by the way, when you hear the end of the story. And I said to him, I says, like, because he was in the van as well. I says, who are you? He said, Jesus, no, I'm Frank. And I'm thinking, are all these people called Frank? You know, so we're going to wind up with there's going to be like 10 Franks in the van with us. Jesus, no, I'm Frank. Frank, I says, oh. I says, Frank, I says, like, whereabouts are you from? Which part of Dublin are you from? Jesus, no. I'm not from Ireland, I'm from Dusseldorf. But he taught me, he was mad, strangely, with all of these like fags and all the rest of it. He had a voice which was like, you know, crunching gravel underneath their feet. He says, Jesus, now you got to listen to this fella, this boy, he's gas, he's great. And I'm thinking, you're from Dusseldorf, why are you speaking German? You know, And he introduced me to Tom Waits. Now, I don't know if, I'm not going to sing it like Tom Waits. I could sing it once, and then that would be me done for the rest of the day. But this great song that he introduced me to, who also wound up getting pints of beer after we'd done my 4-hour sets until 6 o'clock in the morning. All my friends are married, every Tom and Dick and Harry. Must be strong if you're to go it alone. Here's to the bachelors and the Barry Bonds, those who think that they're the ones who are better off without a wife. Now I've been sleeping till the crack of noon, midnight howling to the moon. I've been going out when I wanna and coming home when I please. Don't need to ask permission when I go out fishing. Don't even have to ask for the key. Oh well, I had a girl who came from Reno. I've never been so Valentino. Left me for a trumpet player, but it didn't get me down. Now he was wanted for assault, although he swore it weren't his fault. You know, the cops, they rolled him right out of town. Now I've been sleeping till the crack of noon, midnight howling at the moon. I've been going out when I wanna and coming home when I please. Don't need to ask permission when I go out fishing. Don't even have to ask for the key. So there they were, all of these lads, and what happened was, I sort of thought, I wonder what would have happened to them, and a song popped out, which was called Storming a Pint Pot, and it's all about them. Past you on the street, would you remember me? This time been kind, or are you adrift on life's sea? Are you still handsome, or are you washed up and broken by my some stranger's shore? You would shine in the dark with nothing to prove, hellbound and hell-bent, but gone when all hell broke loose. What we did was the stuff of fables, begging, stealing the lies. The wildest fire always burns brightest, just waiting for the circus to come to town. For a moment we burned on each other's songs. This time would never be long. You would drink from the bottle at our table, I passed you on the street, would you remember me? Is time been kind, or are you adrift on life's sea? But in my mind, you'll always be handsome. Rakish clowns, so full of life. Live through the famine and the glory. Smile when I think of your name. whiz-bang time. I'm very hot now. Oh, perfect. Songs come from all sorts of different places. Your sister found a photograph of us two when we were very little with my mum and dad. And I don't know why, but it's sort of like just looking at that and remembering them. This song came about. And oh, you're the one that was in tune. It's called Wistful Thinking, and I've got to say thank you so much. It has been great. I've really enjoyed your company. It's a bit surreal, to be perfectly honest, because when I was getting a drink of water in the kitchen and hearing all these people singing and clapping, this is my front room, man. What are you doing in here? Oh, thanks ever so much. I keep forgetting. Oh! and a dream skin parted so much, your hand always there, me longing for your touch. You would count me to sleep round gardens and stars. These finger rhymes will always be ours. And you'd never lose the thrill, my hand held in yours. You praised each step as we walked through the shared years. Now that I find myself lost in life's lazy dream, your memory still leads me, your touch still guiding me. My father's hands, so dark, so hard, and reach for the sky, so high, so far. And by summer's end, so soft, so white, with each passing year, look into his eyes. And I'd never lose the thrill, my hand held in his touch to guide me, his touch the greatest gift. Now that I find myself lost in life's lazy dream, his memory still leads me, his touch still guiding me. You've all taught my hands, taught me so well, I reach so far, own children have. And I've known their look as they reach for the sky, watched them grow, me in the eye. And I'll never lose the thrill, your hand held in mine, your touch to guide me, to teach me to take the time. Now that we find ourselves lost in life's lazy dream, your memory still leads me, your touch still guiding me. Became a father to the man who touched the world, took the hand of a woman, once a girl. My turn to guide you, let you sweetly rest. You held my hand first, I touched yours last. And silently we lived the thrill, my hand held in yours. I turned to guide you, no longer beside me. You taught me to drift and love life's crazy dream, run fingers through time of those who would reach to you. My hand so old, you're so new, there's much to learn, I'll teach you all the lessons I've earned from ones you'll never know. You'll know their touch, together we'll grow. And I'll never lose the thrill, your hand held in mine, your turn to guide me, to teach me to take the time to see the world through newly opened eyes. Run fingers through time, love those who will reach to you. Thank you so much. What a pleasure. One thing better to do on a Sunday afternoon other than take chairs back. Okay, thank you so much. Now's the time that we've all been waiting for. Food! Hooray!
Tony, how do you want to do this?
We give out food, they eat it.
Can we put some on